We're gonna zoom in just a tad. All right, y'all, what's up and welcome back to my channel. That's not what I say. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the neighborhood. As always, I am Piper Elizabeth, and this is my channel with a little different setup. It's fine. My life is just crazy right now. I feel like I'm always telling you guys my life's crazy. And you're probably like, yeah, whatever. We get it. But today I'm actually super excited because I am doing podcast. Ooh, excuse me. I have on my Protect Black Youth hoodie, which I still love. I have podcasts today by Black creators, and I just think it's so exciting, and a lot of them are just really interesting, and not all of them have to do with race. They're just by people who are Black. So I'm super excited for that. And that being said, we're just gonna jump right into the video. If you see some of my mask acne, we're just gonna ignore it. We're gonna pretend like she's not there. They haven't paid rent. And I've tried to evict them multiple times, but they're getting their last eviction notice tonight. So don't worry, everything will be fine. If you guys hear kind of crazy noises, it's just Teddy. Don't mind him. He's just playing with his toys. So, oh, I do need that. Okay, so I want to talk about a few, and I'm going to go through them in the order. Well, I kind of want to do that one last. So I'm going to talk, I have 5, and I'm going to talk about the ones that I've listened to one or most of one, and I feel like it's really good. So that's where we're going to start, and then we'll move into what I actually know. And I might put them on my bed because I think that might be a better option. So hold on. Are you kidding me, dude? I knew I shouldn't have not paid attention to you. Okay, anyways, back to what I was saying. Yes, so I'm gonna go through what I've kind of listened to a little bit to compare to what I've listened to a lot of, honestly. The first thing that I want to talk about is, let's see, which one? I'm going to start by giving you the podcast that I maybe haven't listened to as much of, or really at all. Some of them, I didn't have 5 that I had listened to, so I did some research and found some ones and listened to a little bit of them, I'm gonna be honest with you. But they were ones that came up on multiple searches for some of the best podcasts to listen to. I'm gonna start with ones that I haven't listened to and moved into ones that I listen to more regularly. So some of them are about race, but I tried to mix it up and make some not so much about race and maybe just more of something that would be fun and interesting to listen to. So the first one I want to talk about is Code Switch, which is very interesting. It's by 2 Black, well, the man is Black and the woman is a woman of color. So I think it's really interesting, and it definitely is about race and just has these hard conversations and very honest. I listened to part of the last one that they had. It was called The Last 4 Years, so it's all about the Trump administration. I think it's really interesting, but I think they have a pretty good, like, well-rounded group, like, things to talk about. Like, it's not just about politics, but it has like finding a perfect match, from generation to generation, family stories, family lies, the books that got away, or like what is a Karen. Ooh, I want to listen to that. Some of them are longer than others. This one's 19 minutes, a new look for the fashion industry. Literally 19 minutes. That's like a drive to work or something. I think it's really well-rounded, great, something easy to listen to. Give it a listen for sure. The next one that I want to talk about is called QueerWOC, Women of Color, WOC. This one is about 2 Black queer troublemakers, that's what it says, on this bi-weekly audio syllabus that unites, ignites, and excites queer women of color in the community. Ooh, excuse me. But again, I think they do a really good job of just talking about different things, but these are a lot longer. So like one is 2 hours and 2 minutes and another one is 1 hour and 4 minutes. So you definitely get a very long podcast. I think it was great. They had great chemistry. I'm very like energy, like I like more energetic podcasts. And I think from what I listened to, again, these 2 I haven't spent a whole lot of time listening to, but I did really like them, and I feel like they're well-rounded, so you can get a taste for a little bit of everything. But now I'm going to talk about the two that I absolutely love, or the three, the two. The three, that's what I'm missing. The next three, I have actually listened to and like love. The first one that I'm going to talk about, I just started the other day, and it's just really lighthearted. It's called Talking It Out, and if you're a Bachelor fan, it is Mike from Hannah B's season, and then it is Mike Johnson and Dr. Brian Abislo, which he, I believe, is Rachel's season, the first Black Bachelor. And if you hear that, those are just my roommates. The first Black Bachelorette's winner. So I just think it's really interesting that one that I listened to was with Matt, who is the current Black Bachelor and is the first Black Bachelor. It was a very interesting conversation. They had great chemistry, and I really just love Mike. I think he's so funny, so cute, and you can just tell they have chemistry, and you get to know Matt a little bit better, because I think he's kind of bland so far right now, if you want to hear my tea about The Bachelor. So that is that. I really liked it, and I really think they have a really good balance. So it's fun, it's lighthearted, and Mike is on it, and I love Mike, which is why I wanted to talk about it. Now the next one that I want to talk about is currently becoming one of my favorites. It's called Unshaming, and I wasn't gonna put it in, but I decided to put it in because he's a man of color. He's not Black, he is Indian American, but the whole idea of it is very like inclusive, diverse about what they talk about, and just so amazing. So the first one I listened to was Shame of Sex Work. So Unshaming is basically about talking about things that people feel shame about, like failure, sex work, abortion, different things. And so he has people on that kind of talk about some of that. And he had a sex worker on, and it was a dom sub relationship, I guess, and talks about how it's actually one of the most like consensual forms of sexual relationships. I don't know, it's very interesting. It really got me thinking. It really got me like kind of just thinking about how we as a society put shame on certain things and not other things, and why we put shame on certain things, and that we don't understand everything. And it was just really like super cool. The next one I listened to was Failure, which I didn't get to finish because I got home, but that also super interesting. And he just asked like such a great question and make sure to clarify things you might not understand. So I just like it's so good, 10 out of 10. But I didn't want to put it in because it wasn't like necessarily Black, but it's a man of color, and I think that's important as well. Now the last one is my favorite by far. So I first found out about this podcast with my parents, and it's called Ear Hustle, and it is like so good. This guy, he is in prison. I actually think he recently got out, but he's on his third strike. And they just start this podcast from inside, and they just talk about different people who had been in prison that he knows. They talk about his story. It's just so intriguing, and so like I have to let me actually double check, because I feel like I'm gonna say this wrong. It is the San Quentin State Penitentiary, and it is so interesting just to hear these lives, see how people like are in there and shouldn't be in there, and you're just having this like really deep inner struggle with it, and like it's frustrating, but it's so interesting. He's so good, and their relationship, you can see throughout like the podcast, just grows. And oh, it is amazing. By far like my favorite one. No, I'm just finishing filming. You're fine. You can I'll cut down like 5 minutes.
Hello world. This better be in there.
Yes, Ear Hustle, Unshaming are my top 2 favorites that I have been listening to non-stop. So, is that the show today? I think that's the show. That was Brett. That was my roommate. Give it a listen. I am so excited for you guys to give it a listen. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you listen to any of these or any other podcasts that you recommend. I literally am obsessed with podcasts right now. So with that being said, that's today's show. Teddy finally went to sleep, and I'm gonna do my homework because it's like 9 o'clock at night and I'm just filming. So here we are. All right, see you guys. Peace out.